On the other hand, however, there are some plant foods that aren't as inflammatory. They are lower in sugar, lower in anti-nutrients, and a lot of us can get away with eating certain plant foods more regularly. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kate. I'm a health coach and I post videos on a high-fat, nutrient-dense way of eating. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, feel free to share, and make sure to subscribe. Today's video is going to be all about plants. If you're new to my channel or this is the first time you're tuning in, I have been eating a carnivore or animal-based diet for a year now. I started out the way most people do, wanting to just try it for 30 days. After that 30 days, I just continued on. I started to add a couple plants in here and there. My intention was to go back to keto, but I found that I was still gravitating to and feeling best eating mainly animal foods. So that's why I say I'm animal-based. I eat probably 90 to 95% carnivore with a couple plants here and there. I have several what I eat in a day videos on my channel. And if you were to watch them, there's probably like one plant food a day. So I still think it's very much carnivore, but yeah, I like to say animal-based, based around animal foods with some plants. The way I view plant foods now is I see them on a spectrum. On one end, there are foods that are highly inflammatory. They are high in anti-nutrients, high in sugar, and high in fiber. These foods should probably never be eaten or eaten very rarely if they are. On the other hand, however, there are some plant foods that aren't as inflammatory. They are lower in sugar, lower in anti-nutrients, and a lot of us can get away with eating certain plant foods more regularly. Now, before I go any further, I just want to put something out there. When I post videos like this or what I eat in a day videos, I'm not trying to tell anyone what they should do or how they should eat. I am simply sharing my experience, what I am doing, and what is working for me. Anyone who watches my videos can take from it whatever they want. If anything I am saying or doing resonates with you, then by all means, you can apply it to your own life. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. I really try to be as authentic as I can on here and show you what I'm actually doing. I don't want to paint a picture of a life that I'm not actually living. So sometimes I get comments on my videos saying, why do I drink coffee? And sure, I could listen to those comments. I could cut coffee out completely, or I could just not show the coffee in my videos. But I don't think that's fair. I think it's more valuable and people are going to find my videos more useful if I show you what I'm actually doing, what I'm actually eating. And yes, I do eat some plants, even though I say I'm carnivore or animal-based, and that's just the reality of it. That's what's working for me. I could tweak things here and there to try and please everyone to fit this perfect carnivore picture that I guess some people have. But is that really going to be helpful? Anyways, that was just a bit of a side note. Let's get into the video and let's talk plants. So as I said at the start, there are some plant foods that are less objectionable than others. The reason I think the carnivore diet is so effective, why it makes people feel so good, is for some of the reasons I mentioned earlier. You are basically eliminating foods that are high in anti-nutrients, that are high in sugar, and that are high in fiber. So if there are plant foods that don't fall under those three things, I don't see the problem with including them. One plant food I do eat on occasion is olives. Olives are high in fat, they're low in carbs and sugar, they're pretty low in fiber, there is a little bit. The only maybe negative thing about them is they do contain some oxalates. To put it in perspective though, I think, I was just looking at it before, 10 olives contains about 15 milligrams of oxalates, whereas something like spinach per 1 cup contains between 600 and 700 milligrams, depending on if it's cooked or raw. So if you want to be really fussy, yes, olives do have some oxalates, But other than that, I think they are a pretty great plant food. Olive oil goes along with that as well. And similar things can be said about avocado. Again, it's low in carbs, low in sugar, higher in fat. There is a decent amount of protein and there are some oxalates, but one avocado is similar to 10 olives in that it has about 15 milligrams. So a pretty low amount. And then we have berries. So berries are a little bit higher in sugar, although they are very low in comparison to other fruits. Blackberries and blueberries are low in anti-nutrients. They only have about 1 milligram of oxalates. Raspberries are a little bit higher, but still not terrible. So I will eat berries seasonally. Right now it's winter here in Australia, so they're pretty pricey, but when they're in season, I might buy them a little bit more. Coconut is another plant that I eat on occasion. Coconut oil, I don't have too big of an issue with that. Coconut water, of course, that's very high in sugar. If I'm on vacation, if it's from a fresh coconut, yeah, I might have some coconut water, but I wouldn't buy it from the store. Coconut chips, things like that, I might have very occasionally. And again, high in fat, low in carbs. And the next thing I want to talk about is macadamia nuts. These are probably the best nuts for everything I mentioned earlier. Other nuts such as almonds are really high in anti-nutrients. Macadamias tend to be on the lower end. Not to mention they are absolutely delicious. So the only time I will really have macadamias, I don't like to buy them because if I have them in the house, I'm just gonna eat them all way too quickly. I have no portion control when it comes to nuts, especially macadamias. But sometimes I'm out, especially when I'm traveling, and it's hard to find something to eat. That might be a situation where a bag of macadamia nuts might be something I would buy. Oh, and then I also wanted to mention fermented food. So fermentation reduces the anti-nutrients in food. So things like sauerkraut, kimchi, these are all things that I include as well. And I know I had one more food that I have two more. So coffee is going to be the next one. I know lots of people have a problem with coffee, say you absolutely should not be consuming it on carnivore. But the thing is, I am consuming it and I am doing really, really well. I'm feeling great. My energy's good. I only have maybe one every other day, so I am totally able to live without it. For myself, coffee works. And that's the moral of this whole thing, is find what works for you. Maybe that is 100% carnivore. Maybe you do have issues and that is triggered by any plant foods. But maybe not. Maybe you're okay with a handful of blueberries here and there. Maybe you're okay with a handful of dark chocolate. If that's you, if you're still reaching your goals and progressing and feeling great, then there's no reason not to include these things. The reason I eat an animal-based diet is because it makes me feel really, really good. I'm eliminating inflammatory foods as well as eating the most nutrient-dense foods. But there are some foods that fall in the middle, and these are the things I just mentioned. They aren't causing me any issues. I'm still feeling really, really good. So yeah, I include them. And when I say this, just watch one of my What I Eat in a Day videos. I'll probably have one plant food a day, if that. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below if you're animal-based or carnivore, and if there are any other plant foods I mentioned that you still eat. Thanks again, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.